Something happens every day, but it's kind of hard to report on it if we don't have the right ears or the right witnesses. I was in the 6th grade in the gym, and someone had dropped the trash, and I was on my way to, like, you know, pick it up because I don't like when trash is on the floor, so I'm gonna pick it up. So a kid, I was in PE class, and we were in the gym, and he was like, "Pick up my trash because you're a slave," and I was like, "Excuse me, like, like, is this real?" One of the worst instances I probably had when someone said they were going to call the KKK on me at school. I was at my locker, and I was like, just get out of my face. I feel like them taking away African American history is not teaching the students how to respect African American people or sympathize with them on the level, or like when they see someone getting bullied or when someone's being racist to somebody, they're not going to call them out on it.
If we go empty, you're coming right here, okay?
African American history will give us, you know, a bit of a background where we've come from and how we came together as a whole and as a community and what accomplishments we've done. But it's kind of hard to, you know where we came from when they're not teaching it. Growing up as a black girl in Williamson County is hard, and it really did affect like my image. And I used to cry to my mom and say like, I used to cry to think I look crazy, like just going to school, like I don't understand like what's wrong with me. They had chicken wings. Like when my sister comes to high school, I want her to have a good experience without anybody telling her hair looks funny, or without anybody telling her skin looks funny, or, you know, or like I also want her to be taught like real African American history, you know, and I want her to know about where she came from. When I heard they were like removing African American history, like and like hearing what they were doing, like banning LGBTQ, I'm just like, I almost started crying because it's definitely emotional because we're not doing anything to anybody. Like, why do they care what we personally prefer or what we look like?
To meet with
when starting with classroom and curriculum censorship, that was, you know, an effort to control what teachers can do in the classroom, what they can say in the classroom, how they interact with students, but as a result was removing and denying an inclusive opportunity for students. And we've seen that connect from not only curriculum, but, you know, seeing different anti-LGBTQ laws such as pronouns restrictions and moving beyond curriculum. I think that highlights, again, not only what students can learn, but the learning environment that we are creating for students or not creating for students.
At the next light, turn left.
In 2020, late 2020, I started having more time to myself, especially during COVID, and I started reflecting on myself and my identity. And I first started out with identifying as non-binary. I tried using she, they pronouns. It felt right to me, like something about that, it felt good to make a change. And eventually I started changing my appearance more. I cut my hair short. I started wearing more masculine clothing. And eventually I started using exclusively they, them pronouns. And now I prefer more he, him, or he, they pronouns. Every time I open my windows, one always falls through and gets stuck. And the people at my school have been very supportive, but there are policies in the school district that, you know, might make them less supportive. Like that. Like, people really just want to help each other out. No one leaves someone else high. Even though I have my name changed in the school system, I know some of my friends don't, and they would prefer to be called a different nickname, and that's not fair to them. I don't want my friends to be misgendered and dead named every single day just because they don't want to come out to their parents.
Good evening, everybody.
So to start going to school board meetings but not seeing a lot of students, you kind of want to just encourage students to speak up and use their voices.
On whether we are all equal regardless of our orientation.
If just the parents are talking, they're not the ones whose policies or who are being affected by the policies, the students are.
I know deep down your intention was never to hurt any of the students in this district, but you have to consider the many declarations of students that are telling you they are being hurt.
The school board it's difficult to talk to. You know, I might see them in my community sometimes. I know, you know, they live around here. They're supposed to represent the students that I go to school with. And I have talked to the superintendent personally before, but it's really hard. You just feel unheard. You're just looking out at a sea of 9 faces, and I know 3 of them support me, and I don't know about the other 6, you know, based on their decisions and their actions. It seems like they don't. Every meeting I go, I look in their eyes, I beg for them to hear me, and it's just nothing on their faces. I understand they see so many speakers at these meetings, but it feels like they're just there, they put on a face, and they don't consider anything anyone's saying. They already have their preset opinions, and, you know, I have my opinions, they have theirs, and I'm trying to change their minds, but it doesn't always work, and that's just who they are.
Yes, I can hear you.